Greetings, Boogie fans! Michael here, and today's video is going to be my best Pokemon moments. A couple weeks ago I made a video called My Pokemon Horror Stories, which if you have not watched, I will make a card appear in the corner right there that you can click or tap on to access and watch that. But anyways, I figured after telling some stories about some terrible moments from my Pokemon past, I should tell some stories from my Pokemon past that were really great. So that's what this video is, some best moments from my past, whether on or off camera, that were just really awesome. I found a really cool Pokemon, I won an epic battle, or whatever. So, before I get into that though, I want you to do two things for me in the comments below. The first thing is, this video, along with My Pokemon Horror Stories and My Teams for Every Generation, are now part of a new series that I'm kind of starting. After making those two videos, I was like, I think I should make this a series. It's going to be My Pokemon Stories. Essentially, it's just going to be me telling stories from my Pokemon past, whether on or off camera, of all sorts of different categories, essentially, because you guys seem to really like the last two videos, and I hope you enjoyed this one as well. And so I figure I should make them into a series of telling these stories fairly regularly. So, the first thing I want you to do in the comments below is let me know what type of stories you would want me to tell. What, like, what's a category of stories you'd want me to tell in a video. For example, I am planning to do a video on all of my shiny Pokemon, capturing like the screen and showing you them and how I got them and stuff like that. I also want to do a video on the hardest Pokemon battles I have ever had. So if you have any ideas for videos that you would want to see, let me know in the comments below. I'll be sure to check out the comments, and if I like your idea, I might give you one of those creator hearts things. But anyways, the second thing I want you to do in the comments below is let me know what some of your best Pokemon moments were. I figured the comments section in the horror stories was kind of sad. I kind of read those and I was like, oh man, that sucks. So I figure we'll make a more positive comment section this time. So essentially tell me some best Pokemon moments that you have had, and if you're unsure of some, like what counts as a best moment, maybe just watch this video and gain some inspiration from it. So, now that I have gotten that all out of the way, sorry for that long introduction, we are going to start with My Pokemon Stories. Stories. That's what this entire series is. My best Pokemon moments. So the first story comes from my original Pokemon playthrough of Pokemon Ruby. If you've been around my channel for a while, you will know that my first time ever playing Pokemon was in Pokemon Ruby. And I didn't have a team, I played through only with my Sceptile that I named Blade. He was very over-leveled and essentially just dominated most everything because he was over-leveled. I mean, I had trouble at times, but for the most part, he just swept everything. However, it wasn't always like that. At the very beginning of the game, it was a fairly fair match with Roxanne. Obviously, I had the type advantage, so it wasn't that challenging. But when I got to Brawley in Dewford Town, I got to Brawley and was like, I'm feeling good, I'll go into this. And it went very poorly. I was able to knock out the Machop, but the Makuhita with Arm Thrust just did so much damage that I was just, I essentially lost. I didn't actually, like, white out or anything like that, because as an 8-year-old, 9-year-old, I was like,
No, what's happening? I don't know what happened.
And I just turned off my SP. I did get set back a little bit, I didn't get set back super far. So, the next time I saved right before, and just like, anytime I was gonna lose, I turned off. And I lost like 3 times in a row, and I was very upset. My mom suggested just training my Pokemon, leveling them up, because she understood how that worked, and I didn't really understand. So, to give you an idea of how much I leveled up, I went back to the Hoenn mainland, trained in Petalburg Forest. I might have done some in the Dewford Cave, Rust Surf Tunnel, essentially. I got my Grovyle to level 27, which is like 8 levels higher than Brawley's Makuhita, I think. And he learned Leaf Blade. And after he learned Leaf Blade, I was like, oh, well, that seems like a good move. Well, okay, maybe we'll try again. I'm a little nervous. I don't know how it's gonna go. And I go back, and I just one-shot both of his Pokemon, and I was like,
this is what true power feels like.
And then I proceeded to do that for the rest of the game. So that was my great moment of defeating Brawley after so many, defeats and, long training montages, that kind of thing. So, moving on from that story, my second story, last time in the horror stories video I told you about the first shiny I ever encountered. I didn't encounter another shiny until my first successful one, and that was a Fearow. I encountered a shiny Fearow in the Sevi Islands in my leaf green version, and obviously got very excited because I understood better what it was, and I caught it. And I still have it. It is currently on my X version. It will be moved to my Sun once Bank comes out, but I still have it. I've transferred all the way. The first shiny I ever found to Fearow that I nicknamed Shiny because I was super creative at that time. And so that I consider one of my best moments. You know, I mean, shinies are always exciting, but the first one is really great, and the fact that I still have my first one is really, really awesome. The next one is for a while, I considered it to be my greatest achievement in Pokemon. It was surpassed by the story I will tell after this one, but the Pokemon World Tournament in Black 2 and White 2. I didn't know crap about competitive battling when I started Gen 5, but then in Black 2, I decided I wanted to get into it, and I competitively bred a team. I did not IV breed them. I only bred for natures and then EV trained. And my team was a Haxorus named Razor, a Metagross named Optimus, and a Rotom Wash named Biz, after like the detergent. And although it took a couple tries on certain tournaments, I successfully defeated the Pokemon World Tournament Champions Tourney. You know, like got the star on my trainer card, and it was like the first time I'd ever like beat something of like one of the post-game things. Like I'd never like the most I'd ever done in the Battle Frontier was like 2 silver symbols. Like I'd never gotten enough all the way through the battle tower, and finally defeating that, I was so proud of myself. Like, you know, making that team, and I've always have a more fondness toward those Pokemon because of that. Haxorus is one of my favorite Pokemon because of that winning in the Pokemon World Tournament. So I was very proud of that. And that was my proudest achievement in Pokemon for a while, until it was surpassed by getting a 50 streak. 50 consecutive wins in the Battle Mason double battles. Battle Maison, however you say it. In the double battles. Because that's a heck of a lot harder. Because the Pokemon World Tournament, you only ever have to win 3 at a time. You know, if you, like, are in the Champions Tourney, I lost it twice before I won it. You know, if I had lost that, I didn't have to go back and do all the other tourneys again. That kind of thing. So, it's much harder, but I did, after I think 2 or 3 tries, defeat the 50 streak and won it in one of the clutchest battles of my life. Like, it was... My last Pokemon had red HP when I defeated the last Pokemon of the battle Chatelaine. I've never been good at pronouncing French words. My team was really cool. It was Shredder the Garchomp, Phoenix the Talonflame, Guardian the male Gardevoir, and actually another Rotom Wash. I think this one's name was Whirlpool. I might have actually mixed up which one was Whirlpool and which one was Biz. I don't remember. But I did defeat it, you know, got the trophy, and I was just, I'm still like, that is the proudest achievement I had, especially considering how actually so challenging it is, because, like, you know, I've been trying to do the battle tree in Sun, I'm on singles, and I'm on like my 5th try, and still haven't gotten it. So I'm very, very proud about that. And a fun little fact about that team, Shredder obviously knew Earthquake. You know, you don't have a Garchomp that doesn't know Earthquake. And not a single, I never ever had to worry about it damaging the partner Pokemon, because Talonflame was immune because of Flying type. Rotom Wash has Levitate, and Guardian had Telepathy. So, never had to worry about Earthquake damaging anyone, and that is an accomplishment I still consider to be my greatest accomplishment in Pokemon to this date. So I have 4 more moments to tell you guys about, and actually all of these were captured on camera because they happened while I was recording videos. So some of you might remember these if you watch them, but the first one, I'm going chronologically with these if you haven't noticed yet. The first one, in my horror stories, I talked about the Global Battle Association, the GBA, that competitive league I did about a year and a half ago, and it went terribly, but I do consider the last battle of that a really great moment, because I was battling against a girl Ellie was her name. She had already clinched playoffs, and I already was, like, eliminated. Like, there was no possible way that I could make the playoffs. So in the last week, we decided to just be silly and do, like, ridiculous sets and, like, you know, just do sets that didn't make any sense. And I beat her without losing a single Pokemon. I 6-0'd her with our ridiculous sets, and it was epic. You know, it was like, it didn't make up for the terrible experiences earlier in that season, but winning so dominantly with ridiculous sets and just having so much fun with it is a very fond memory of mine. I will always remember crushing her. And she wasn't demoralized, it didn't matter, you know, she had fun with it too, but it was an epic game. Yes! Yes! Oh! I 6-0'd her! Today is a good day! So, I have a fond memory of that. The next one is defeating my first ever Nuzlocke. Last year, I did my first ever Let's Play. A Let's Play of Pokemon Platinum. That was also the first time I'd ever done a Nuzlocke challenge. And that run had its ups and downs. You know, I mentioned losing Robin was very bad. You know, I had victories, but, you know, losing Pokemon was tough because I wasn't really used to it. People complained I was overleveled at times. But even through all of that roller coaster of emotions and stuff, I did defeat it. And I won a Nuzlocke fair and square on camera with 4 Pokemon left in my party, and I defeated my first Nuzlocke. You know, I obviously will do more Nuzlockes, you know, the Wonderlock's going on right now, and I beat it, and so I was very proud, you know, after years and years of avoiding doing Nuzlocks, finally defeating one. So I consider that to be one of my best Pokemon moments, is winning that. One shot. Skyplate boosted, super effective. We won! We win the Nuzlocke! Yes! I won my first ever Nuzlocke. Yes! Oh, through all the ups and downs, we won. We came out on top. Then the last 2 occurred during my Sun playthrough, both of which were on camera, both of which I put in my top 20 best MandJTV moments of 2016, because they're some of my best Pokemon moments of all time, and they were on camera. So, there you go. But the first one is obviously, you know, I'm going chronologically, Shiny Young Goose. Alright, what's the Pokemon? I knew that was gonna... Is that a shiny? Encountering a shiny Pokemon, you know, while it's a young Goose, which isn't, you know, the coolest Pokemon ever, the fact that I encountered a shiny that early in the game with completely full odds, like, while on camera, was just awesome. Like, that was just, my heart was, like, I was shaking for hours afterward because I was so, like, pumped up and excited about it. I was, like, running around telling everybody I could find. Like, I will always have very fond memories of finding that young Goose. I caught a shiny! I caught a shiny Pokemon in the second episode of my Let's Play! Holy crap! Holy crap! Oh my god, I learned Peck! And the last one is during the Totem Lurantis battle. I'm just gonna... Okay, before I play the clip, this was one of the most challenging Pokemon battles I've ever had, because I was very unprepared. My fire type was too low level to do anything, and my other Pokemon that were strong against Lurantis, being mainly Havoc the Charjabug and Dartrix, were weak to the Cast Form's Sunny Day Fire-type Weather Ball. And also the Trumbeak that, well, Havoc's not weak to the Trumbeak because the electric, but, you know, it was extremely challenging. Before you see this clip, just know, half of my party is fainted, and the other 3, one of them is Havoc, the charge bug that's in battle, and the other 2 can't do anything to, like, they can't do a thing to Lurantis. One of them, I believe, was Hero. No, Hero fainted. I can't even remember who was in my party at that time, but just keep in mind, essentially, if Havoc fainted here, I was screwed. I mean, maybe I could have used a revive, but toward the end of the battle, this is what happens. It didn't use synthesis.
It didn't use it. Maybe it's run out of PP already.
Unless this knocks me out. Oh my god. Yes!
Oh my god, that was
Yes!
See?
Havoc is queen! So as you can see, Havoc survived with literally 1 HP and then didn't hurt itself to knock out the Lurantis. I had to wait till Lurantis like used all of its synthesis PP, but like it was the most clutch win I have ever had, because I'm pretty sure if Havoc hadn't survived that, I would have lost. So Havoc is going to be one of my favorite Pokemon from any of my games forever, because she's a Vikavolt and just so awesome. So that is probably the most clutch win possibly I've ever had. So those are my best Pokemon moments from my history of Pokemon. Maybe I missed some, but these are the ones I thought of and wanted to tell you guys about. So, like I said at the beginning of the video, let me know what other stories you want me to tell and what some of your best Pokemon moments are down in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, I would very much appreciate if you left a like. That helps me out a lot. Also, if you have watched this far into the video, I highly recommend subscribing to my channel because you obviously like hearing me discuss Pokemon and stuff like that. So if you have not, I would very much appreciate if you would subscribe to this channel, share this video with your friends, and that is all I have for now. So until next time, big fans, gotta catch them all!
Everybody wants to get down.